Alrighty, as I always do. Um, I was thinking about this. I was reading more of a biography of Malcolm X, not the autobiography of Malcolm X, but a biography about him, talking about his and we're getting into his Detroit Red phase. Where he was working as a railroad assistant, or not assistant, but basically a bus boy. Working a lot of different jobs, and the fact that he had a white Armenian girlfriend, this and that, all this sort of thing. I'm about to get into the bit where his bisexuality comes up, where he meets a man named William Lennon, but that Lennon. And yeah, it makes me think about the way the greatest generation is portrayed. That era of, the 20s and 30s going into that. And of course, they are portrayed so heroically and everything else. A lot of it is whitewashed. They were just as racist as everybody else was. It's just, you know, World War II, so, they're portrayed as being better, Anywho, I thought about it and I said to myself, what will be the legacy of the millennial? The generation that went to Afghanistan and Iraq, the generation that first encountered the internet and really understood the highs and the very big lows of the internet, including doxing and everything else, right? I'm sorry, I'm recording this at 5:30 in the morning because I wasn't able to sleep because I felt so bad about my life. Wham, wham, boo-hoo. No one cares. But I thought about what is going to be our legacy. What is going to be our legacy? Generation X, largely forgotten, largely ignored. Millennials, when we get those reins of power, what will be left after the boomers? What will be left? Not much. Not much. Our legacy will be a generation of folks that did what they could, but ultimately could not stave off a revolution or a complete collapse of the United States. I'm just speaking in the Americentric context. I can't speak for China. I can't speak for Europa or any of these other countries. I'm speaking from an Americentric point of view. But what do we have? What do we have to look at and say, man, that's a great achievement? There's not much. We were the generation of consumers. That's what we were. We were the last great generation of consumers that existed. The generation really that saw, the growth of the iPhone and everything else, and the fact that jobs became much more cookie cutter, and you were basically just paid to stand there to keep people happy and to keep them coming in. Not to say that you actually built anything or whatever the case may be, right? It's just there, yeah. Did we have much of a choice? That's the real question. And I think that's going to be the question that's still going to be asked 20 or 30 years down the line of, did millennials have a choice to change the world? Did they have a choice to do that? I don't know. I personally don't think we did. Now, of course, that's cope, and people will say, Lamau, millennials lazy, they're this and that. I know. But it's a question that comes up. And I'm sure there'll be more and more programs that'll come out. And they'll point to a few bright shining stars of of the millennial generation. But in general, do we really have that much to celebrate? That much to say, yeah, we did that? Not really. No. But propaganda is a motherfucker. And people generally take the perspectives as they come, and they just say, yeah, I accept that. And we all just kind of fall in line in general. Just as the same thing as we use the same old hackneyed ways of speaking or whatever the case may be. We all just kind of fall one behind each other. That way, we all kind of can agree that we all live by the same lies, right? Anywho, this has turned into a bit more of a longer ramble. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Yeah, I think just see you later and goodbye. Like I said, on Monday, I'll be go ahead and doing a live stream about the Weimar Republic. I hope y'all enjoyed that. So see you later and goodbye.